People have been asking me for ages, Raph, when are you going to review an app? And I've always wanted to, I've just always found it intimidating because I know there's a way that you can record what you're doing on the screen of your phone, where it's like showing something, and I don't know how to do that. So we're gonna pretty low rent on this one. But the good news is the first app we're gonna look at is by and large my favorite. It's called Pray Always. It's free in the App Store, and I can't wait to show it to you. Welcome back, everybody, to Orthodox Review, the most uneducated educational program on the internet today. I am your host, the guy with 1.5 thumbs, Raphael. So glad you could join us today. Before we get into the program, there's links below. Check those out. We're on Patreon. You can donate through PayPal. Anything you think you may want to do to support the show, prayerfully consider doing so. Also, you'll find a new sponsor link below, Lackbrain Streetwear. Full disclosure, it's my roommate, and he gave me beer to say that. At any rate, I am really excited about doing my first app review. Now, I'm not a great editor or anything like that. I don't know how to record screen captures or anything like that. You know, I'll have to do this and show you that, you know, is that... No, I did screen captures. I just can't do video capture because I'm cusping on boomer. But anyway, so we're gonna get into this. It's called Pray Always, and then it's got like a little cross next to it. It's like the perfect prayer book on your phone. Now we talked about the Anthologian at great length. If you were looking for something like that in app form, this would be it. So. So let's get into this real quick. I gotta look at my phone so I know what I'm talking about. There's gonna be graphics right there, you know. But here, let's do this. Here you see the cover screen, and I'm looking at my computer. You're gonna be seeing it right there. That's how that's gonna work. The artwork here is really neat. You'll be seeing the next shot right now. Haha. Okay, and that's your main menu. And then in your menu, you've got things like subheadings like this, where you can now select from the subheadings what you want out of it. And the cool thing about that is, let me look over here quick. Like this one here, you have a list of everything you could possibly want. Now, as an example, let's say we click on one of the prayer rules of, say, Saint Seraphim of Sarov, and you will see a list of each prayer that's in that prayer rule. And let me scroll down to here. And to give you an idea of what the translation is like, this is the translation of Psalm 50. So it is a classical English. It's not... a lot of people complain about modern English in some prayer books. I, for one, my opinion doesn't matter on that one. Well, my personal opinion matters to me because as a collector of prayer books and a reader of prayers, you want a translation that speaks to you, that you're comfortable with, and you think is honoring not only the text, but is pleasing to the Lord. Some people think Old English is that, and more power to you, but for me, it's, you know, the prayer is what's important, not necessarily the these and thous. So anyway, so you have this translation here. Now, what's really cool, and I'll click over to here. Well, before we go over there, you'll notice at the top, right, at the very top, and I really wish I could have done like a recording of the app for this. You can actually swipe to the next prayer. So it's not like you're scrolling, reading. You're swiping. So you've got your Trisagion, you swipe over, and then you've got your Psalm 50, and then you swipe over, you got the Creed, you swipe over, etc., etc. So it's more like reading a book, and not so much just like doing this. Like, this is no way to pray, folks. But anyway. So, and then last but not least, here's just another list of what you can find in there. The Canons and Actus section is not exhaustive, but it's got all the greatest hits in there. So that being said, it's a great app. It lights up well in the dark. When I used to walk home from the vape shop at night, it's a 3-mile hike, I would open this app and I would pull up an akathist and I would read it while I was walking. Well, it's this is going to be a really odd feeling video for me and for you because I'm constantly looking back. So the first set is your basic prayer rules here. You have, you have the one of Saint Pachomius, Saint Seraphim of Sarov, etc., etc., and each one of those are kind of variations. But for a lot of people, they've always been curious about these prayer rules. Like, where can I find them? What book are they in? Well, they're scattered all over the place. But in this app, which I might mention is free, and I'll try to make sure that there's a link for the app down below. You can't beat it with a stick. So the next one here is your daily prayers. And this is literally all the hours. So you have prayers on waking, the morning prayers, all the hours, vespers, compline, it's all there. And it's all set as a reader service. So it's for you to read personally, just like it is in the Anthologian, but it is, again, in that classical English that you would most likely find in the St. Tikhon's book, the Jordanville book. It's right kind of in there. And the next, you have hymns, which you have all the daily Troparion Katakia, the Festals, they're all there, right? Then you have everything you could possibly need for communion. If you're keeping a monastic rule where you're doing 3 canons and an akathist, it's there. There it is. It's right there. This is really a really on the go. Speaking of canons and akathists, we've got those in there. I had nothing to do with this app. Don't let me. And then finally, other prayers. This would be like all your different occasional prayers, whatnot. And I really wish I could stream myself going through this live and really digging in like we do with a book. I just don't know how to do it. So maybe I could do a follow-up and, one of you guys could help me out with that. But at any rate, yeah, Pray Always. A fantastic app. Title page again. I highly recommend it. It's the one that I use. We're going to be going over a few other apps in the near future. Orthoprax is another one of my favorites, right up there with Patristic Nectar Publications. Now, of course, with Orthoprax, side note here, yeah, there's a subscription, but you get what you pay for. And we'll get into that on the next app one. But I just wanted to give you a brief look at one of my favorite Orthodox apps. And so for a free download, it doesn't take up much space. It has a wealth of material and it's a lot of fun to get into. Not to mention, I really dig that classical art style. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning in for a few brief moments of your day and letting me ramble at you about the next best thing to a prayer book. As always, you're in my prayers. I humbly ask your own on behalf of Spooky Cat, her mother, and myself. Don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember God. God bless you all, and we'll catch you next time.